All right. Thanks for listening to the Wind Up podcast. Today we are going to ask the question and hopefully answer it. Are Goon Bags or Cask wine any good? I'm Jason.
And I'm Trent, and we're two normal guys that are providing an unfiltered, unapologetically, unprofessional view on wine and sharing that wine journey with you. Remember to please like and subscribe and comment below.
All right. Let's start it off with thoughts of the week or facts of the week.
Oh, we forgot our slogan.
And the slogan as well, very good. And so the slogan is drink more, try more, learn more. Got that covered. And now we do the thoughts and facts of the week. Good that you're paying attention. So I'll kick it off with some of the facts that I've learned, and it is about the topic at hand, which is cask wine or goon bags. The first fact that I've found out actually is that the cask wine, Goon Bags box wine, are actually from Australia. It's an Australian invention, so something to be proud of as Aussies ourselves. And then the second fact that I found out was that the word goon actually came from the original term called flagon. And flagon is apparently a original holder for the bag, for wine. So it was like a leather or a material style bag in which you could carry wine and make it portable.
Cool.
Did you know that?
I did not know that. I learn something new every day.
I'm a fountain of knowledge. What's your facts or thoughts of the week?
So my thoughts of the week, again, is centered around what we're doing today, where I guess fortunately or unfortunately, I never tried cask wine before or box wine. And I think, I guess the premise of why we're doing this podcast is for us to give ourselves a nudge to try and learn more and try more. And then I love the fact that with this instance or this episode, I'm trying something that I've never tried before. I never thought I would try prior. So that's my thought. Let's get going.
Perfect. And so let's have a quick chat around what we've been drinking lately. And so for me, a most recent drink that I've had is a 2018 Block 2 Hayshed Hill Cab Sav from Margaret River. It was about $80, which I'd purchased online to try as part of a trip that I'd gone to Margaret River on. And we'll provide more details on that a bit later. Flavor profiles that were coming through were olive, pepper, plum. The finish was very, very strong on the pepper flavor. And I remember having it with friends. We were having some ox tongue.
That's good.
Which works quite well with a nice tender meat if cooked right. What have you been drinking lately?
I've been drinking a 2020 Rob Dolan White Label Pinot Noir, very similar to this one. Yeah.
We have it at hand.
Except this is 2021, mine was 2020. Again, I got a bargain at my local vintage sellers, as I do my weekly shop. So I guess around that, why I picked the Pinot, we were actually meant to save it for one of these episodes, but I couldn't hold on.
Couldn't hold on. That's interesting. Okay, and you actually inspired me to buy them. So I'm yet to try these 2021s. But what happened?
What happened? Well, I cooked a wild mushroom risotto with roast duck and also a drizzle of truffle oil. And I thought, what would be better than to have it paired with that one is a beautiful Pinot Noir from the Yarra Valley. So I couldn't save that bottle of wine, couldn't hold on as long as I should have, much like I am in bed. But I went for it anyway. And so the story goes.
As long as you go for it anyway, that's what's important. If you don't go for it, you'll never get a thumbs up. Exactly. So that's a good story. All right, good thought of the week. And if we go back to the episode around the box wine and goon wine, let's have a chat about that. The goon wine is a bit of a slang term, and for me, growing up, I've never tried it either, but there was a strong perception that it is not a good wine to have. It's the wine that only if you've got a few dollars that you go out and get, and really the intent is just to get drunk. When I think of cask wine, goon wine, box wine, I imagine women walking from the Rosehill Garden racecourse with no shoes on because they've had too much goon wine. That's the perception. Whether or not that's reality, that's the imagery that comes through.
Mm.
What's your impression and thoughts on
my
on goon
thoughts is, well, as the name suggests, a box wine is a wine in a box.
Yes, makes sense. Yes.
The demographic in terms of what I saw in yesteryear, again, it's more for the younger generation looking for cheap grog to drink. But what I did find out though is that I think box wine is getting better and better, and we'll find out with today's wines that it is also in terms of making box wine, it's about half the carbon footprint it is to make bottled wine. So if they can get this good and better in box wine, why not? Why not try it?
Right.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do today is taste two different versions of boxed wine, and one actually doesn't come in a box. It's interesting. When we were looking at the different options that were available, there's the classic box wine that maybe everyone's quite familiar with. The name says it all. But we've also seen more environmentally friendly, more designer style Goon Bags, which is a new term that I've learned called a Bagnum. Have you heard of a Bagnum before?
Is it a big box? Big bag?
Big bag.
Big bag.
Very close, very
bag?
close. So they're trying to merge a bag and a magnum into one, which creates the Bagnum. So it's not a boxed wine. It's a pouch, a bag of wine. And a magnum, I think it's about 1.5 liters. Is that a magnum size?
Not too sure.
Yeah, so quite large in volume. So you can get great value out of it. And so those are the wines that we're going to try today. It's also a partial blind test because Trent doesn't know where these wines are from. He doesn't know what kind of variety it is. And really the intent of that is just to taste it purely based on the wine itself. We don't want to be influenced by any perception around the bag or the box or anything like that.
The other great thing about boxed wine as well, it has multi-purpose, right?
Yes.
You can carry it, you can drink it, and they can use it as a pillow afterwards as well, which is a great thing. So again, multi-purpose, environmentally friendly, low carbon footprint, ticks all the boxes. Let's see if it drinks well.
Yes, if you use your box wine as a pillow, please comment below. Send us photos. We'd love to see what that looks like. Obviously, Trent does that every now and again.
I do,
but it's a good option.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the tasting here, and we're going to start off with this white wine first. As always on our show, we like to drink with our eyes, drink with our nose, drink with our mouth, and so that's how we'll be reviewing this. So let's start off with the white wine, and I'll move towards the white background here to get a better look around it. But it's very pale, very translucent. There isn't a yellow or golden aura around it or golden glow. It's just quite pale throughout.
I agree.
And consistent with slight patch of yellow or straw in there.
My thoughts on it is that the white wine looks quite white.
It is white.
It feels quite white, doesn't it?
With a bit of yellow?
With a bit of yellow.
With a tiny bit of
more
yellow.
white, more white.
Perfect. Okay. And so that probably covers off the sight. Let's go
smell.
to smell. And sniff this. Now, last time you sniffed in an episode, it went up your nose. Let's not try to repeat that.
I try not to. It did add different complexities with my booger coming through it, though.
That changes the color profile as well,
It does.
I would say.
For me, this one actually smells quite white, which I mean quite bland. There's not much coming through for me on it.
Yeah, it's very subtle. I think previously you've spoken about acid and an ability to smell an acid. There's a very slight acid scent there, but
you mentioned blind tasting. Is this water?
that could be. You never know. This could be the test. But also a very slight citrus. I think it's very faint.
It's very faint.
Yeah.
Very faint.
So now if we move on to the mouth, let's give this a taste. Swirl in our mouth, have enough to try it out.
Looks like water, smells like water, tastes like water.
You have different water in your area, and you keep mentioning water. Nearly made me choke.
What are your thoughts?
It's not a complex wine. I'll tell you that. It isn't water because there is some slight flavor. I'd say it's probably got a dash of
Sugar.
lemon and a lot of sugar. It's quite sweet. It's lolly water. Almost as if you've put fizz whiz, a bit of fizz whiz into some water and stirred that up.
Yeah, that would taste better than this.
The acid, there's not much
Not
there.
much acid, not much going on.
Length, complexity.
There's no party in my mouth. There's no one invited.
It's very plain. I'm interested if you think this is a nice wine to have, or is it just completely disgusting? Like, what would you think?
It's like having a flat lemonade for me. So happy to drink it, but for me, it's not what I would think when I say I want to drink a white wine.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's very, very simple. If you're looking for a drink just to give you a buzz, a bit of alcohol flavor, I'm curious how much alcohol is actually in here.
Is it the box?
It is the box. So what is this? This is the golden oak, and it's a crisp, dry white. I wouldn't say it's very dry, to be honest. And it's 9.5% alcohol. So
yeah, not feeling much there.
Low alcohol content. Is there any other descriptors on the box?
It's a delicate fruit flavors and a refreshing finish. What do you think?
It's lolly water. It's lolly water is what I think. But the box could be good as a pillow if you want to give that a try.
I agree.
But how much is in here? So 4 liters worth. If you're looking for value, I think we'd purchase this for about $13 in Dan Murphy's.
What's 4 liters divided by $13 is pretty good. Is that good value or not good value?
If you're trying to do maths on this podcast, you've got the wrong podcast. But it depends on what you're looking for.
Sorry, that's the Asian in me looking for value.
That's right. If you're looking for something quick that you need to guzzle 4 liters of, this is the one to go for. If you also like lolly water, another good choice.
If you've got no Sprite lemonade in the fridge, you can go for this one as well.
Should we give this a rating? Let's give it a Corkscrew rating. Out of 10, now that you've tried this, what are your thoughts?
Whoa. 2.
Oh, Nana 2?
2.
2. Yeah, okay. You're really saying it's really bad. I mean, I'm not disgusted by it. Yeah. I just think there's a lot of other better wines to get. Yeah. I would give it a 3.
A 3.
A bit higher.
You're very generous.
Well, it's 4 liters. It's good value. It's multi-purpose.
Oh, that's
saving the earth.
Okay, I'll give it a 3 because it's good value. There we go.
All right.
There we go. Done. Next one.
Move that to the side, please. Okay, and we'll move the box away. What was that sound? Like you had enough of that one. Okay. And we're moving on to the red.
What do we do again?
And it's the same thing. Taste with your eyes, taste with your nose, and taste with your mouth. All right. So let's view this with the eyes. And this is a very deep, dark purple. I don't think it changes much. You can't see much through it, but it's a very dark red. Any other descriptors that you want to throw in
the
there?
red wine looks red.
It looks red again, quite simple. Probably more purpley black.
I agree. No, very, very dark red. For me, it's like...
But there's no variation in here at all.
Yeah, you can't see much. I don't know. It's not a crimson. It's a hint of purple that comes through.
Let's try the
On
nose.
the nose. Oh.
Tell you what, all of the 2 that we've had so far, they're very sweet. I don't know if you
I
get
feel that is really sweet. It feels like it's given a big hit of oak as well to get that vanilla and flavor into it as well.
Okay, yeah, the vanilla definitely comes through.
That kind of leads me to think that it's quite unbalanced. They're just trying to pack it with flavor.
Right.
To try and get people to enjoy it.
So what does the oak do? If it's in oak barrels for a long time?
Yeah, oak barrels, or some people put oak chips into it to artificially flavor it, which is a very bad way to do it. But then when you think, I know whether they smell oak before, but it has that kind of toasty, kind of vanilla-y kind of smell to it.
Right.
And that's what I'm getting at the moment.
It's like a honeycomb. And I don't know about the fruits. I don't get much fruit at all, to be honest.
That's why I say on the nose it's very unbalanced. I only smell one thing.
Yes, vanilla, toasted marshmallow.
Yes, maybe.
Okay. Let's give this a taste. And you cannot say it tastes like red wine because that's too much.
Oh. Is that the face?
Yeah. Oh. That's when you know. I was saying in another episode, the face, you know it's unbalanced. But there's something probably about 5 seconds into it. It was a really disgusting flavor in my mouth, to be honest. It's almost like a burnt ash flavor.
It's making my eyes water.
It's making it like an onion. Wow.
So the question here is, do you spit or do you swallow?
That's also another episode that we should do, but it always depends. It depends. And I guess if you're talking about wine, which I think you are, a younger generation a younger version of myself would be drinking it all the time.
Yeah.
But now that I'm a responsible adult, I'd probably spit this kind of wine after that.
I agree. I think life's too short, maybe because we're getting older. But for me, I'll pass on this one. I actually think this is maybe worse than the first one that we had.
It is. There's I don't know if you taste it. There's like an ash burning flavor. In there. It's not enjoyable at all.
I don't want to try anymore because I feel this one's going to give me a headache if I have any more.
All right, let's bring this out. What do we have? So this is the Bagnum that we were talking about, and it's actually a Barossa
Ink
Shiraz, Grant Burge.
Oh, Grant Burge, renowned producer. Maybe what you were tasting there is maybe the ink.
Ink. They throw ink into wine nowadays. Yeah, it could be. It could be.
It says an intense and opulent wine from the heart of Barossa. I'll say it wasn't intense.
No, it's very simple. There's no complexity to it. It's one dimensional.
No, it was intense. It was intensely bad for me.
Yeah, your face was quite intense after having a sip of that.
Cool.
Well, that's interesting, right? If you think about the two different marketing styles, one a bag, one it seems to be a bit more designer, a bit more flashy. Good location and a known winery, right? In comparison to the other boxed, more traditional one, I would actually say I prefer the boxed wine, the Golden Oak.
I would.
Over this red wine.
I agree. I think this one, they're trying to do too much with it.
Yeah.
Which actually gone the opposite way. Whereas this one, they did nothing with it. That makes it a bit more easy to drink. Acceptable
for the price point. So if we talk about value, the Grant Burge Squid Ink Bagnum was about $30. I think it was about $30. Again from Dan Murphy's. And in terms of value, I'd probably go for the Golden Oak straight away over that. Okay, let's talk about corkscrews for the red Shiraz in a bag. For me, I would give this a 2 out of 10 corkscrews.
Yeah. If I gave this one a 2, I'd give this one a 1.
Yes, so, 1 down. Not enjoyable.
Not enjoyable at all. Well, there you have it.
We've come to answer our question, are bag wines or cask wine any good? From the 2 that we've sampled so far, I think we'd say no. Resounding no in regards to that. Very low ratings. If you want quantity, if you want sugar, if you want one-dimensional wine, go for it. But there's definitely a lot of other varieties to try out there.
But if there's better ones out there that you would recommend to us to try and change our opinion and thoughts, please do comment below and let us know.
Yeah, that's a good point because we've only tried 2.
Yeah.
All right. And that's a wrap up. Thanks for listening and watching the wind up. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And we go to our slogan, which is drink more, try more, learn more. Thanks all.